What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all having a good Friday. Trump gave a little speech at Davos yesterday, talking about the new American golden age that he's trying to orchestrate here. If you've been paying attention, he's signing executive orders as fast as his fucking hand can move. I can't even keep up with them all. I might honestly make a video later or sometime this weekend trying to break down some of these bigger ones because there's a lot going on. Important stuff, some stuff that I know for a fact that I'm like, oh, okay, that seems good, that's good stuff. We got JFK files, MLK files, and the other Kennedy files being eventually released. I don't know when exactly, but hopefully they'll be released. We'll see what happens with that. That might be interesting. But this Davos speech, basically talking about what his plan is to execute the new golden ages. Basically, the whole first part, I'll throw the whole clip in here real quick just so you can get a grasp of it.
The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first. Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end. And our top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before. I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country. Sunlight is pouring over the entire world. And America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before. But first, we must be honest about the challenges we face. While they are plentiful, they will be annihilated by this great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America. As we gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world. We have a government that has given unlimited funding to the defense of foreign borders, but refuses to defend American borders or, more importantly, its own people.
I mean, that first part is basically cutting back on excessive government spending and bad policy from previous administrations and things like that. DOGE is wrapped up into that. Just cut some of the fat, trim the fat where we can, and I got no real problem with that. Secondly is the corporate tax changes. I think this is all good stuff. It can get more intricate, obviously, but in my mind, if you can get these companies to come to the United States, bring work to the United States, unemployment's already low. I don't necessarily know if I can buy those numbers completely, but bring good jobs, bring manufacturing jobs back to the United States. That's never a bad thing. And in my mind, if you want to incentivize people by saying we'll tax you very low rates compared to everywhere else, if you want to come here and provide goods and work to our citizens, that makes sense. And really the third part I found the most interesting is this interest rate thing. He's basically trying to, he can't force it, but he's basically trying to push Powell into dropping the interest rates, and then by proxy the entire rest of the world follow America's lead on the interest rate thing. And this is where it's going to get interesting, because we're already seeing it. Japan, I'm not going to make my own video about that specific because I honestly don't know enough about it. What I've seen about it is Japan just raised its interest rates again. Japan's economy is a little weird. It's kind of a stagnant economy, stagflationary economy, where they've just kind of sat at the same level. You can basically borrow money for free over in Japan, but I guess they're raising rates to stifle inflation over there as well. Their rates right now just hit the same level as in 2008. And they basically went up in 2008 and then went back down to basically zero. And now we're back up to 2008. So in my mind, it's not a good thing to be drawing any parallels with 2008, where we can avoid it. But in the United States, we're going to get another Fed meeting next month. They're not going to lower rates. They're going to hold them where they are. We're staying right where we're at. I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily, just because if we want to keep inflation down, I think rates have to stay quite a bit higher. But overall, for employment, it's not great. It's not going to be great. That's the whole thing. They keep the rates high, unemployment goes up. Unemployment's already ticking up a little bit, and we have inflation ticking up. The problem is Trump wants them to drop the rates, as well as he's trying to get oil prices down, which is good. Get oil prices down, energy down. We've talked about that before. That helps everybody and cheapens everything if you can do that. The problem is if you drop these rates, inflation's going to reignite. And I don't really see how, barring like a true recession, you can bring rates down, inflation stays down, and people stay employed. Because the problem is you could in theory, I guess, keep inflation down and cut rates, but you basically are, in that scenario, the economy's in the shitter. Like, it just doesn't work out. Nobody has jobs, so then inflation can stay down when everybody's getting fired because nobody wants to spend money because the job market's absolutely horrendous and they want to be safe and be careful about it. So you could do that, but everybody knows we don't want to do that. So the real problem is going to be staying on track inflationary-wise. We can't let inflation run wild again. In their eyes, they obviously don't want that to happen. What I really think and suspect is going to happen is interest rates will start beginning to be cut again, and inflation is just going to re-accelerate. Maybe slowly at first, but then if it spikes, I mean, who knows what goes on in a couple months from now, a year from now. But I think that's the trend we're headed towards, because he really is going to be pushing for these rates to go down, because otherwise the economy, I think, will just kind of stagnate as the money dries up. The money's just not there, and we just keep we're not going to spend any less money. So with these rates high, it just hurts the government, it hurts business, it hurts the economy in general, it hurts regular people. Like we've talked about the housing market a couple of times, this shit is just not affordable because the rates are just too high. Prices are too high, rates are too high, and inflation, if it goes back up again, starts accelerating again, we're in a world of hurt, to be honest. I hope he can pull it off. The American Golden Age, good stuff. Yeah, go for it. Let's see it happen. I wish the best for you, because obviously if he can pull it off, I think that works best for everyday Americans, and that's what I'd like to see happen, honestly. But I'm gonna end it there because it's the weekend. I'm trying to get off here and go say hi to my baby. And I hope y'all have a good weekend. Leave a like on the video if you got something out of it. Dislike it if you didn't. Let me know why. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. What's gonna happen? What's the outlook? I don't think he's gonna be able to pull it off. I hope I'm wrong, and maybe I'll catch you guys in another video this weekend.